Hello my dear people, my name is Maria and these are my bookshelves. Today's video is going to be the Goodreads tag. And I tagged myself because I thought it would be interesting to do and I love Goodreads. Goodreads is my favorite site for books, so let's get into this. By the way, if you see this pile of books, it's going to be my next video, which is some spooky book recommendations for October and kind of like a TBR for October, so stay tuned for that. But let's get into this now. First question is, I have my notes, as always. What was the last book you marked as read? It was Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf, and I got through it. That's the best thing. Let's move on to the next question, which is, what are you currently reading? Currently, I'm reading The Time Machine by H.G. Wells. I'm soon done with it because I have about 30 pages left and it's a really thin book. It's really short of a story. Very interesting. Check out my September wrap-up and I will talk all about these. And I liked it. It's interesting. It's freaky a little bit, but in a good way. So, love it. Okay. Third question is, what was the last book you've marked as TBR? And actually I have to get my phone to check it out because there are so many books that I add to my TBR list. It's kind of ridiculous. And the last one that I added to my want to read list is, let me see, I can show it to you, probably you can see on the top. It's Dark Matter by Blake Crouch. Because I've seen some reviews and because I'm interested in the plot, I'm interested to see what happens in this. It's intriguing to me, so this is something that I want to read. And then I have The Last Mrs. Parrish, Ready Player 2, Invisible Girl, The Searcher, mostly mysteries and thrillers, and I have One by One by Ruth Ware. Yeah, Mexican Gothic, Home Before Dark, all mystery thrillers, so exciting. But anyways, what do you plan to read next? I wish I knew. No, actually I do know this one because usually it's driving me crazy because there are so many things I want to read, so many books, so little time. So it's frustrating if you love reading so much. But the next one I actually have all planned out because I want to finish The Tale of the Tub, I think it's in English. Tale of the Tub or Tale of a Tub by Jonathan Swift. Probably I will edit in here because I have it in Hungarian. So I want to read that because it sounds like fun and it's a shorter one and I want to get this in before the end of September. So Tale of a Tub by Jonathan Swift is the next one I'm reading. Fingers crossed. Number 5 is, do you use the star rating system? Yes, I do. I do it a lot. But the thing is that if a book just doesn't, touch me, it sounds weird, but really if it doesn't do anything for me, it doesn't really, grab my attention, I tend to forget, what happens in the book. That's just so bad. I just hate it when I have just read a book and I don't remember anything of it. That's so bad. Then I would not rate it because I don't want to give it 1 star or 2 stars or something because it just might be a problem with me. If it doesn't touch me, like, I don't hate it so passionately that I would have to give it 1 star. Bring it, girl. If it doesn't, repulse me so much that I have to give it 1 star, if I don't hate it, then I just wouldn't rate it. And if I don't like it so much that it's not a 4 or a 5 star, or I don't feel like it would be worth giving it anything, then I just don't. Next question is so good. Are you doing the reading challenge this year? OMG, yes, every year. That is my thing. I love it. I live for the reading challenge. That's my favorite thing about Goodreads at all. It's so great that you can set a goal for yourself and that it would keep you accountable for it. So if you say 50 books, then it would tell you how much you're behind or if you're on track or you're ahead if it happens to be. or you know how you're doing. It would give you updates during the year. I just love it so much. I do it every year. I've been on Goodreads I think since 2013. I think it was after I've gotten married, something like that. And I do the challenge every year. It is my favorite thing. It's so cool. This year I have already reached my goal and surpassed it, and that is very, very cool. I'm just so happy about that. And it really does challenge me. It gives me a heads up how I'm doing with my reading, because honestly, if I didn't do it, I would probably be reading a lot less. So this is just helping me so much. And it's good to track your reading, you know, what you finished and when, and it kind of gives you a list of the books you've read during the year. And you can look back on past years, and it's always fun, you know, just to see how you did. So I love it, I do it, favorite thing ever. Do you have a wish list? I don't have a wish list on Goodreads. I have a wish list on a Hungarian site, which is an online bookstore. It's called bookline.hu. And I have a wish list there of the books that I can get. I can actually buy them from there. So I think it's better to have a wish list there, and they have really, really good books. Most of them used. I buy so many used books from there. They're so, so great. That is my favorite thing. I also have a wish list on the antique books. They're not antique, they're just used books, online used books in Hungary. They have some English books, they have many Hungarian books, so I love that. So I have my wish list on there, not on Goodreads, but I do have a wish list, and it's just very, very long. It's embarrassingly long, so yeah. Oh, my books. What book do you plan to buy next? I know this one because I have this one in my cart already on Bookline, and that is Snowman by Jo Nesbo. I've heard some great things about it. Noel Gallagher, who is just amazing, she said some great things about the book, so that's what I'm buying next. I also have to say I buy it used, so, and it's so much cheaper that way. I'm so excited to get that one. Yeah. Do you have any favorite quotes? Would you like to share a few? The thing is, with this one, I have a notebook full of my favorite quotes, and I cannot for the life of me find it. I really cannot find it. So what I did was actually get one of my favorite books, and that is A Prayer for Owen Meany by John Irving. I hope I said everything right in that, you know, title and author name. And I read this a couple of years ago when I was really into gardening. That's the thing with me. I love nature, and I love plants and flowers and all that kind of stuff. And there is a sentence in here that stood out to me like so much, and I'm gonna read it to you. I actually had this marked. I have this paper here because I knew that this was like my favorite quote from this book. It's a funny thing, but let me just read it to you. And there lies another of my grandmother's opinions, to take root alongside her opinions regarding rocks and trees. Anyone could grow mere flowers or vegetables, but a gardener grew roses. Grandmother was a gardener. As a plus, roses are my favorite flower. So I think that this is so, so true, that a gardener grows roses, and I have so many roses in our garden, and I just love this sentence. This is so, so perfect. This is just such a beautiful thing. So this is one of my favorite quotes from A Prayer for Owen Meany by John Irving. Who are your favorite authors? I wrote here a few in my little notebook that I use for booktube. This is it. It has a little poodle on it, and it's Paris themed, and it has French words and phrases on it. This is so cute. But anyways, let's move on. So my favorite authors, I have a few. Stephen King, Gillian Flynn. I wrote Sophie Kinsella, Shopaholic, and all of the other stuff on Domestic Goddess. Please, yes. Okay, Lauren Weisberger, who wrote The Devil Wears Prada, and I like her because her descriptions of women's lives off work are so great. She builds those characters so interestingly, like so quirky. I love her writing, so yeah, she's someone I love. Okay, MC Beaton, who wrote the Agatha Raisin series. She's amazing. Unfortunately passed last year, but she was amazing, and I love her writing so much. And Joanne Fluke, who wrote the Hannah Swenson series. So Yeah, those are my favorite people so far, because I'm sure that I'll be loving other people as well. These are a few I have so far. Have you joined any groups? No. No, that's the answer. That's it, actually. And the last question is, are there any questions you would like to add? Yes, there is one, and it would be, how often do you log in your reading process? Because there is this feature where if you're currently reading a book, you can mark it on Goodreads on what page you are. And I kind of don't know, how often to do this. I feel like it would be weird if I did it every 2 pages, like, okay, I got to that, and let me just, mark it as read or something. Let me just, put it into Goodreads. I mean, I usually wait probably a day, so I would get, probably 60, 70 or 100 pages done, and then I can enter that into Goodreads. But I think it would be an interesting thing to know how people do it. Do they even use it, or just, do it too often, or way too seldom, or what is going on? So that would be something that I'm interested in. Okay, so this was 12 questions. We are done. And now I would like to tag Jess the Book Freak to do the Goodreads tag. It would be so interesting to see what you do, girl. So go ahead and do it. So this was the video. This was everything from me. I hope you liked it. And then until the next video, let's read something. Bye, guys.